Question 3 says, the passage indicates that after a certain point, as the height of a building increases, usable floor space and additional stories, and then the options are increase, decrease, needs fewer supports, is relatively inexpensive. So if we go back to the passage, the exact answer to this question can be found in the 4th paragraph starting with line 20, and if we zoom in, we see that it says, but there were natural limits to this upward extension of skyscrapers. The higher you go, the more of the floor area must be occupied by structural supports. At some point, it becomes uneconomical to add additional floors. The diminishing increment of usable floor area does not justify the increasing increment of cost. So if we go through the options, so as the height of a building increases, they're saying option A says that usable floor space increases, but that is not true because we see that there's a diminished amount of usable floor area. So A is not an option. B decreases, as we can see in the sentence that says at some point it becomes uneconomical to add additional floors. The diminishing increment of usable floor area does not justify the increasing increment of cost. So in this case, that's why B is one of our options. And if we go to C and D, just to make sure that those are not our answers, C says needs fewer supports, but we can see that in our second sentence, the higher you go, the more of the floor area must be occupied by structural support. So you need more support. So that's why C is not an option. And D, it is relatively inexpensive. Again, as we see in the last sentence, it says that diminishing increment of usable floor area does not justify the increasing increment of cost. So it is more expensive. So the only option that we have here would be B, which is why B decreases is our answer.